So I want to quickly run through the simplicity of using this template as it's quite simple. When we first start up the project, this is what you're going to see. And we can see down here that we have a ton of different timelines. We're not going to be so concerned with this right now. Let's come up to the media pool. And in the media pool, in our masters bin, we have slides, timelines, and assets. Let's go into the timelines one. And here we have agent 3 seconds and 4 second slides. We have company 3 seconds and 4 seconds. The difference between these is how long a particular image will stay on screen. You can also put in videos if that's something of interest. Let's click on the company 4 seconds. That will automatically open up that particular timeline. And it might seem quite complicated, but it's not. Let me quickly go through. We'll add in our first image here, our first slide. So all we would really need to do is come to 01, which is the timeline for the first one. I'm going to come up to my masters bin because I brought some images in here for this presentation. Click this button right here to see my actual thumbnails, and let's use the outside of the house as the first one. Simply drag it onto the timeline, drag it all the way over so that it's all the way up to the edge, and we are within that first marker. So if you need to make it a little longer, you just go like that and it should snap. From here, we can see the image, and we can see on the sides there is a little bit of black space. So we can come over into our inspector and we can zoom it in like this, or we can come down here and click this little button and just pull out the corners and position it how we would want it to look. But I'm thinking that that is probably good. From here, if we come back to our main timeline, what we'll see is the image was now added here and it was added down to the progression bar. Super simple. All we would have to do now is go to the second one and rinse and repeat. Same exact thing, bring it over and scale it up a little bit till it looks good. And over here, we can see that now it's added down here. And once we come over to it, we'll see it displayed in the background. So that's pretty much how we would add all of our images in. It's pretty simple. Now, as far as editing all of the content here, we have this Fusion clip 1. If we were to go into Fusion, it's going to jump right into that particular project. Let's close the media pool and let's move this up just a little bit. Now, if we move this around, we're going to see a lot of different nodes here, but all we really have to be concerned with is this purple bit. So if we click up here, it'll come up to this little area, and there are a little bit of information kind of talking about this. So this is going to be the progression bar color. So if I was to take a look, this little line here, I go in and I change this, we can see that that particular line color is changing. Coming up here to the top text bar, that's going to be up here. All we would have to do is just type it in and so on. Price, same thing, change the font, whatever it may be. Going all the way across with all of the different elements that you can add in here. Once we're done with that, we can come back to the edit. We still have this little icon here. Because we're in company, this is going to be the company logo. So all we'd have to do is come down to logo and add in our logo here, just like we were doing previously. Now, let's say that we were working on this project and the client says, hey, I actually want to have the agent here instead. Well, we can simply just come up to timelines and we can go to those agent ones, right? So we could do the 3 or 4 second one. They would both work, but let's just go into the agent 4 second one. And what we can quickly see is that all of the images that we were previously put in, they're automatically added in here. All we would need to do now is just go into this particular Fusion clip, just like we were talking before, and change the information here. And we also have this headshot here. So we have a little headshot area where we can click on that and add our headshot in here. Obviously that logo is black, so it's black on a black background. Don't really see much. Let's come up to the master settings. And in here, I have a headshot. So we'll grab this particular headshot and we'll bring this in. Same way that we were doing before. If you want to scale this up a little bit, you can, but the main thing is that you don't want to scale it all the way to fill it because you're obviously not going to see her. So I'm just going to leave it just like that and take a look at how it looks. I come over here and it's looking pretty good. If there's any additionals, tweaks that you want to do, you can always come back over to the headshot and change that. And one thing that you'll notice as we scroll down to the end, it also added it into the end here. When we would add in our logo would be added into the beginning here. Editing this text here, it's the same way. We just go into Fusion and then we would be able to simply edit that particular stuff here. This one isn't so hectic in all of the nodes that are here. So they're just labeled and you can just simply go in and change the information there. And then over here in color, that's just going to be the background color. But this particular image is the full size. So as you can see, there's the background color. This logo is a little too big. But yeah, that's pretty much how that works. Once you're done here, you can simply just go to the deliver page and then render it out when you notice that this all is looking good. As far as the animations, all of that you don't have to be concerned with. It'll automatically add in the little zoom animations to just add a little bit more aesthetic to it. All of these icons down here, if you wanted to change the color of them, they're all just within the Fusion comp when we go into that, and you can easily change those up here in the little bar. So we have the house and then the house color. This is just the outline talking about square footage. So if we were to change this, we can see that now it changed the color of those logos. If you wanted to change the color of those, you can also, if you are savvy with Fusion, you can come in here and you can change all of the nodes. It's not that difficult, but you do have access to change anything, so that this could be a starting point if you do have a little bit of knowledge in how to use Fusion. I hope you guys like this one. If you have any questions, you can go to the contact page, submit your questions there. I'd be more than happy to answer those. Have a good one.